Hello YouTubers, this is Tonie Cole and I am coming to you live. I actually wanted to do a YouTube video on how to do your own relaxer. I just think it's kind of crazy how women are spending $80 for something that they can get for like $7. So I'm just going to walk you through easy how-to video, so nothing intense, and I hope you enjoy it. The first thing, of course, is a relaxer. This is Dark and Lovely. Pretty much, you can choose any relaxer that you want. There's a lot of different brands out there, but whatever you decide, make sure you stick with it. And again, your average relaxer is probably going to be anywhere from $6.99 to maybe $8.99. You can find it in Sally's, Walmart, Kroger's, Publix. I mean, you really do have a lot of options. So once you find your brand, stick to it. You also want to make sure that you have secondary shampoo. I always use Pantene Pro V. It's something that's always kind of worked for me. I use Vaseline as a protector to make sure that if the relaxer does spill on my ears or my scalp, that it doesn't burn. Honestly, I usually don't use a protector, but if I'm feeling really creative, I'll use the Vaseline. And last but not least, just your traditional comb and brush. When you open the packet to the relaxer, these are the items that you're going to find. And the great thing is when you look at each item, everything has a number. So one is your foundation, and you're going to mix in 2, which is the cream activator. That's going to be your actual relaxer. So combined, that's what you're going to place on your hair first. Then you have the Silk Karen Serum. And this is actually after you apply the relaxer and you rinse it out. This is what you're going to use before you shampoo your hair with 4 and 5. And then finally, number 6 is like a styling cream or mousse that you can use once the relaxer is done. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and apply the Vaseline. So if you look here, you're actually just going to put it around the rim. Make sure you cover your ears because tendency is for the relaxer to fall. And then you want to put it on the back of your neck as well. Okay, so once that's done, if you're doing this with your gloves on, make sure that you wipe your gloves off. But you're going to find your gloves on this piece of paper right here, which is one of the items that I showed you before. So I'm just going to do a quick wiping of the hands. Now, as you can see, I have the foundational, it's more of like a solid mixture, and I mixed number 2 into it. So I'm going to grab my handy-dandy popsicle stick, and I'm just going to mix that up. It's kind of like baking, but not really. I'm really excited to show you guys this. I hope you like it. All right, so make sure you mix it good. You don't want to rush the experience. This is about pampering and knowing that you're saving about $72 every time you do this. So you want to make sure you don't rush the experience. And you're going to separate your hair into 4 quarters. So part directly down the middle. I'd say the thing you have to be most careful about is you want to make sure that you apply the relaxer relatively quickly to all of your hair so that all of your hair will have a chance to straighten. Now you have 2 different ways that you can do this. Pretty much the way to apply a relaxer is similar to greasing your scalp. You're going to divide the hair, make a nice clean cut line, and that's where you apply the relaxer. The important part is to make sure that the relaxer is actually on your roots. So if you want, you can use the popsicle stick. Honestly, I just like to use my hands. I feel like it's more effective. I can get more relaxer on there, and I can actually feel the relaxer on my scalp, so I know that I'm applying it properly. So what I'm doing right now is literally just applying it to the back of my hair. I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you guys can see. Again, my hair is short, so I don't have to be as tactical in the application of the relaxer in the back because I just need the whole thing straight. So it's really not a big deal. And as you're applying that relaxer, you want to use a firm hand to gently press on the roots and push the hair down as you move down the strand of hair. What that's doing is it's teaching the hair that you want it to straighten, especially if you hadn't had a relaxer in a while or this is your first time. Again, you will probably want to apply a relaxer at the very minimum once a month. I would say on average probably 6 to 8 weeks. Now I'm going to actually start being more tactical and more deliberate in how I apply the relaxer. So I'm going to start on the right hand side, pull this hair up because I want to again get to the roots. And I'm going to go ahead and get a nice, good amount of relaxer on the tips and go ahead and apply that. So again, make sure you're touching your scalp and you're pushing down. You want the strands probably about a ½ inch apart when you're dividing the hair to put that relaxer on there. Not too thin or you'll run out of relaxer. Not too thick, it won't be effective. And the great thing about it is everything has numbers and they have instructions, so it's not hard to do. I think it's really just a mental thing. You know, am I gonna break my hair or have my hair fall out? It's very important that you get a relaxer that has no lye. Lye is the product that typically breaks the hair and has your hair falling out. And now they have plenty of relaxers that don't include lye, so it's really not a necessity. So don't get it if you can help it. I also get a regular relaxer because my hair is not as tough. If you notice that your hair is stronger and it's a little bit thicker, you might need to get a super. I recommend start with a regular first because you can always get something that's more powerful versus getting something too powerful and now you're having issues with your hair afterwards. So again, I'm now moving on to the front. I'm piecing the hair down and I'm just using that downward application method. Now the cool thing is if you know that you like to wear your hair parted a certain way, you can part it that way when you're doing the relaxer. I recommend not washing your hair until a week has passed if you're putting in a relaxer. Just give your hair about 7 days to just kind of relax. You don't want to put too much on your hair at one time. I'm done applying the relaxer. So what I did was actually took a piece of tissue paper, but you can use a washcloth, and you're just going to go around the rim and make sure you get it off your ears and the back of your neck. Most importantly, your face. That's the moneymaker. So after you've done all that, again, wait about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out. I pretty much rinsed out all my hair like I showed you before. I just combed it out. So this is the fun part. You get to style it the way that you want. You know, make sure you add your oil just to make sure that your hair stays moisturized. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, and you're done. So again, this was Tonie Cole, and you were watching How to Relax Your Own Hair for only $7. Stay tuned for more videos.